But as far as the fight, I feel like Bud could beat him easy. How though?
You got a love for boxing.
Yes, love
Who
boxing.
gonna win the fight, man? That's coming up. The biggest
Crawford.
fight in boxing.
Crawford.
Huh?
Crawford. I'm not hesitating. Crawford. I'm not even hesitating.
New York when Hamza fought Berlanga, and he doesn't look too small anymore. He's filled out a lot. He looks quite.
Experts believe Terence Crawford has the tools to beat Canelo Alvarez, pointing to his unmatched adaptability and high ring IQ. Analyst Stephen S. Smith confidently predicts Crawford will defeat Canelo. While he expresses respect for Canelo, Smith insists that Crawford has the skill, mindset, and strategy to win.
And that's coming up. The biggest
Crawford.
fight in boxing.
Crawford.
Huh?
Crawford. I'm not hesitating. Crawford. I'm not even hesitating. Crawford.
You gonna stand on that all the way to September 13th?
I love Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo by decision. I can't see anybody knocking out Canelo Alvarez. But I do believe that if you can box and you can move, that you can beat Canelo. You can outpoint him.
That's right.
When I think about Canelo, one of the things that I don't like about Canelo, despite his greatness, and a neck as wide as Broadway for crying out loud.
Right.
It's like almost every shot has to be a power shot.
It's a power shot, yeah.
That's not beating Crawford. I will confess, I think Gervonta Davis's trainer, Cal, I think he said this. He said Crawford could find himself in trouble if he decides to engage with Canelo, because Canelo is the naturally bigger, strong fighter. And I don't care that Crawford's gotten bigger, and I don't care that Crawford's gonna go in there just as big as Canelo. Canelo is accustomed to fighting at the weight, and Crawford is not. And Canelo is a genius in this regard. You don't see him show up for fights not ready. He's always ready.
Always prepared.
He's always
You gotta
ready.
give
He's
him
always
that.
prepared. So I think he's the slower fighter, though. And I think that Crawford is brilliant as a boxer. And I think that between switching to conventional and southpaw, using his jab and movement, I think that Crawford is going to out.
In his view, if any fighter can overcome Canelo's power and dominance, it's Crawford. Some analysts compare Errol Spence Jr. to Canelo, noting that both share a Mexican-influenced fighting style blending skill, grit, and tactical pressure. The argument goes like this: if Crawford was able to decisively defeat Spence, he could do the same against Canelo.
Wins by way of knockout. Is there a drastic difference in skill set and style between Errol Spence and Canelo Alvarez? There's not. There's not. There's obvious differences. But is there a drastic difference? No. Errol Spence is flat-footed, aggressive, come forward, and a pressure fighter. Canelo Alvarez is aggressive, come forward, flat-footed, and a pressure fighter. Overall, their skill set is pretty much the same skill set. The difference is durability, for one. Canelo Alvarez has as great of a chin as there is in the sport of boxing historically, where we've seen Errol Spence hurt in the past, early in his career, and then you've seen him, buzzed by Yordenis Ugas. But obviously, Errol Spence has suffered that horrific car accident, okay? Errol Spence.
Spence's technical ability, footwork, and body attacks are comparable to Canelo's strengths. This shows Crawford has the adaptability, skill, and mental sharpness to handle a fighter with a style similar to Canelo's. Shocker. Stevenson dismisses concerns about Crawford facing a bigger opponent.
Beat him easy.
How though? What are your thoughts on Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez? Terence going up another 2 weight classes. Just got to 54. He's skipping 60, going straight to 68. Talking about what's going on.
I feel like once he beat Canelo, that will be like one of the greatest resumes in boxing ever, just because of the fact that he's going up 2 divisions just to fight this guy, and this guy's bigger than him. And not only did you just crush Errol Spence, but you go out there and the way that he beats Canelo too. If he go out there and just dominate and make it an easy fight, honestly, I think that that's gonna be like one of the best resumes I ever seen. But as far as the fight, I feel like Bud could beat him easy.
How though? Don't give me everything. Just how is it?
For me, it's a blueprint already. Floyd was a lot smaller than Canelo when he fought him. You keep Canelo on the outside. I ain't gonna even say too much, but you keep him on the outside then.
According to Stevenson, Crawford's talent, ring IQ, and overall skill outweigh any size difference.
Favoring Crawford in the fight, or has your opinion changed?
I mean, I've always favoured Canelo in the fight.
Well, I've heard that you want Canelo to win, but you
of
feel
course,
big.
yeah, I like Terence. But I've worked a lot with Canelo, and I think just because of what I saw in Riyadh and because of the threat, and he's getting on as well, Crawford, but it's just like the mindset of Crawford. Like, there's no doubt in Terence Crawford's mind that he wins this fight. And when you spend a bit of time with him, you kind of start buying into that. And I guess that's what happened in Riyadh, because I travelled with him to the fight, and but it's a 50-50 fight. I think gun to head, I'm probably picking Crawford right now. But I want Canelo to win. And he can win for sure. But
so yeah, I'm thinking of maybe going there. I've been asked to go there and obviously give my input on the fight before they go in the ring. And obviously I know both fighters. Canelo's a friend now after our fight we had, and also Crawford, I shared training camp with him as well. It's a good fight, but I'm not gonna say too much.
Okay.
I'm gonna save it till on the day of the fight.
Okay.
But look, it's gonna be a mega fight. Honestly, it's hard to pick the winner.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's a close one.
I know you said you don't want to say too much, but when people talk about Crawford boxing on the outside and using the movement, almost making it boring in a sense, do you think he can do that with the added weight that gets put on and him boxing in that certain style that we haven't really seen him box like before? In terms of boxing on the outside and almost sort of that stick and moving type.
You're talking about Crawford, yeah?
Crawford, yeah.
Look, Crawford's gonna probably do the same thing that he knows best, which is box, be smart, slow movements, small steps. Only small steps he's taking. So if he, I mean, look, and it's always worked for him. Every fight he's been in, we thought that the fight with Spence was gonna be hard, and he made it look so easy. Now, we've never really seen him in a hard fight where we've seen him in trouble. So maybe this could be the fight that puts him in that trouble to see what he's going to be like when he's under pressure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've never seen either fighter under pressure, like a lot of pressure. I mean, you can't say...
Maybe Golovkin for Canelo, I guess you could say.
Exactly, Golovkin, yeah. But other than that, I don't class the Mayweather fight a hard fight, because Mayweather just a runner, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But,
Bivol was, I guess Bivol had the size
Bivol had the size advantage, but this one, I think Canelo has the size advantage. But then again...
The skill and competitiveness and ring craft of Crawford, or you can say the same things about Canelo, but just he has that size. And but I see Crawford in New York when Hamza fought Berlanga, and he doesn't look too small anymore. He's filled out a lot. He looks quite big. It's a great fight. I think they're equally matched in skill, and it's going to be one of the best fights. It's gonna, like, when you see how skillful both fighters are, the tricks they have. And
boxing, he argues, is about timing, precision, and knowing how to neutralize an opponent's advantages. Crawford has faced a wide range of opponents and can adapt to any situation, making execution and strategy more important than raw size.
Terence Crawford fight. These are the guys Canelo's typically fighting. This is his last opponent, William Scull. William Scull is far from a great opponent. When we're talking about sheer size and strength, Canelo is just way more built and used to taking on larger guys and overpowering them. Look at William Scull. This guy is jacked. He's huge, man. And that makes me think, like, if Canelo has been taking punches from guys like this, I'm not saying William Scull in particular, but guys like William Scull, the size of William Scull, and he's been dropping them, stopping them, beating them around the ring, overpowering, over muscling, just everything, physically demanding over them. That makes me think, man, Terence Crawford, the size of William Skull. There's nothing cut about him. There's nothing popping out, bulging. There's nothing. Look at this. This is insanity. That's why I'm really like, dude, I don't know. Canelo could go in there and walk through Terence Crawford like a hot knife through butter. That is definitely on the table here. He gonna have to be really crafty, really savvy, and have to put on some amazing work from the outside. If he tries to sit there and walk through Canelo, he gonna hit a brick wall, dog. If guys built like this ain't walking through Canelo, even when Canelo looks like this, Terence Crawford ain't doing it, man. I guess
Canelo, he'll be like my #1 fighter of all time.
You don't think Crawford beats Canelo?
I don't think so. And look, hear me out. I respect Crawford and everything that he's doing, but he just moved up from 147, so I'm just gonna treat him as a 147 pounder. He's jumping up 3 weight classes to fight someone who was like the #1 fighter in all of boxing, you know. The jump would be hard, even if it was just like some top 10,
right, yeah.
You know.
Bud, would you say he's a very smart fighter?
Yes.
Very calculated,
Yes.
right? Don't you think that maybe he sees something that most people aren't seeing?
I think he does, but the thing is he gonna be able to even like to capitalize on it? Because he's a smaller fighter, and look, I think people are thinking at the aspect of, can Crawford do it? Yes, I think he can do it, but can Canelo do it? And I think he has a bigger chance of doing it than Crawford does.
Favors him.
Now, Canelo, he has obviously the size advantage, the strength advantage, intellect. I think Crawford edges him out in IQ. I just think the weight difference is going to be the deciding factor here. I mean, like, when I seen Canelo's check hook against Berlanga, that shit was like this. You know, and Canelo's not slow either. Like, this shit was, I didn't see that coming at all. He just dropped him, and I was just like, damn, he still got it. I just think that Crawford just bit off a little more than he can chew, but if he can chew it and he beats him, which I think he can. I'm not saying he can't. I'm not saying he has 0% chance. I'm just thinking Canelo wins. But if he does, he will be my #1 fighter of all time.
Wow, I always knew that you had a lot of respect and admiration
for Canelo Alvarez. The fact that when he beats Terence Bud Crawford, he's really not going to get much credit for this victory. Although Terence is an undefeated fighter, he's a pound-for-pound star, one of the biggest names in American boxing, but he's going up 3 weight divisions, and on paper, Canelo Alvarez should win this fight, and he should win it in a dominant fashion. And that's what sucks about this fight, because Canelo really doesn't gain much from beating Crawford. The only one who really can gain anything that is Crawford. And I guarantee you, after Canelo Alvarez beats Terence Bud Crawford, all the fans that were saying this is an easy fight for Crawford, Canelo's washed, Crawford's gonna win by KO, all these crazy things, right? Those same people are gonna be saying, oh, Canelo's a cherry picker, he doesn't want to fight real fighters, he's ducking Benavidez, he's ducking the rematch against Dimitri Bivol. And it's gonna be like, man, Canelo he just can't win. But you're gonna see, man, the narrative is gonna totally flip, and it's gonna be a very crazy thing to watch. But I'm curious to know your thoughts. Do you think Canelo Alvarez will receive any credit for beating Terence Bud?
Amir Khan also addresses doubts about Crawford's chances, especially regarding size and power. Khan praises Crawford's mastery of small, precise punches and body shots, which have helped him beat top fighters, including Errol Spence. He highlights Crawford's ability to control the pace, create openings with intelligent movement, and land accurate shots.
To come. This is huge news for boxing, UFC, and Netflix. Terence Crawford vs Canelo Alvarez will officially be on September the 13th on Netflix. Now, the reason why this is so interesting is, of course, the UFC, TKO, recently acquired their new strange boxing model with Turki Al-Sheikh and Dana White promoting it. And this actually will be on Netflix. So for some context, if you don't know, the UFC are currently under negotiations with a new TV deal. And the rumors for a very long time were that of Netflix. But it doesn't look like they're going down that route anymore. Or at least it sounded like Netflix wanted a total package where they would get the major UFC fights and the major boxing fights as well. Or potentially they didn't even want the UFC fights and they just wanted a couple of these sort of events. Regardless, Dana White is officially the promoter for it, which I do believe is still bizarre. I still really think that's super bizarre. And the fact that they have quite opposing views in Turki Al-Sheikh and Dana White, to be honest. Not in everything, but In how events are run, Dana White doesn't even like stadiums, first and foremost. Turgal Sheikh loves making as big of a splash as he possibly can. As fights go, for the casuals, this one is as good as it gets. It really is. Let me know what you think. As always, keep it casual.
Can believes these skills could dismantle even bigger and stronger opponents, giving Crawford a significant advantage. If he faces Canelo, if you want, I can also merge this Crawford versus Canelo section with the Moses Idema, Tyson, and Biggs content to create one comprehensive, expert-focused boxing feature article that covers both matchups and generational stories. In boxing, this would make it feel like a polished, ready-to-publish piece.